I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I saw sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in the rain. Time to make Deckard's PKD. Hello, Talentless Maker here, and of course, that cold open was a tribute to the late great Rutger Hauer. I couldn't do that soliloquy justice. I don't think anyone can. It's a classic. Anyway, today's build, of course, is Deckard's PKD, the third in my trilogy of Blade Runner guns, and possibly the most iconic. Certainly the most challenging for a build. I, of course, have bag parts. But first up, I will need to do a epoxy pour for the grip. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a mould, use the 3D printed parts as a form, do a silicone mould and the epoxy pour. After my disaster with the vacuum chamber, I have bought a cheapie. We'll see if it does the job. In tests, it seems to do fine, removes the bubbles from the epoxy, okay, but we'll see how it goes. This is, of course, the Talentless Maker. Yeah, so once that's done, I'll get on with cleaning up the parts during assembly, test assembly, and the paint job, which is going to be so much fun. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so the first task will be the handles, the grips. The models of these are really good. Come out pretty clean, some defects on there, but these are actually going to be forms for a mould. These are going to be cast in epoxy resin in the beautiful amber colour that you see in the film. So to turn these into a usable form, all the layer lines need to be removed, all the imperfections need going, so these need cleaning up. So I'm going to do that now. And also, because they were printed flat, there's a little bit of warpage, so they're not quite flat. There's a little bit more pronounced wobble there. Cheeky rocker. Hello, Paul. So we've got some cheeky rockers there. So they need to be sanded on the bottom, so nice and flat. So I can make a mould out of them. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get these cleaned up, a mould made, and maybe the first pour. Exciting times, huh? Yeah. mould and left to set for a while. Now, being the talentless maker, wouldn't be right unless I messed up in some way. In this way, I didn't have enough silicone resin for covering mould. So it's a little shallow. I did have a little left over, so I poured over the top, but I don't think there was enough hardener in there, and it's still a little tacky. But I think the mould itself is okay. We'll find out now. I'm gonna take it out, and hopefully, if the mould's okay, we'll do an epoxy pour. Yeah, it's thin. It's very thin at the bottom on that side. I've got a support to prevent movement when I do the pour, but actually I'm quite happy with that. Let's do the clean up. So we've started the paint job for Deckard's PKD, and learning the lessons from my Loves Blaster build, I'm actually going to do the paint jobs sequentially. So starting off with each paint type group, as it were, and moving up through the different finishes as well. So these are the gun parts, the internal gun parts of the pistol. So most of these you won't actually see once the pistol is constructed, but I'm still going to do the top-notch finish on all of them, partially for my own amusement, but mostly because some parts you will see, and if it's not finished, it'll stand out. And things like this, which will be covered internally, it just makes... I just want this build to be the best thing I've done. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So what I've done is prep to these internal parts, because these are going to be gun parts, gun metal parts. I've not finished them down to a smooth surface. I've not only prepared them to 100 grit sandpaper and give them a roughing up with the old sanding stick, to give them a rough look, and it's come out really well. See, I've painted the parts with this brilliant Rust-Oleum gunmetal paint. This is my go-to paint. I think I've used it in every build, whether it needs it or not. And as you see, the finish is quite shiny, glittery in places. So what I'm going to do is knock that back, with some green pad, and then do a dry brush with some paints. So my go-to dry brushing paints are War Paints Plate Metal, Plate Mail Metal, and Valerio Silver. Combination of these two seem to do really well, so they'll give the parts a metallic look. And then I'm going to give them a couple of coats of Cobra transparent matte varnish. Again, another one of my go-to spray paints, and that will give it a nice matte colour, so they should look actually like gun parts when I've finished. Yeah, so let's get going. So we've done the basic paint job, and we're moving on to the fun bit of the build, which is the weathering and then the assembly. On this one, it's going to be quite involved because you can see there's quite a lot of pieces and they're all excellent. Shout out to the maker of this model, Anders FP. I'll put the link below to this model because it's just exquisite. It's the best thing I've printed off. It's just so good. Also, they produced assembly instructions, which is a lot more important than you think it would be. Some models are easy and obvious to put together, some are not. This is obvious to put together, but he's put it together anyway. It's also mechanically linked, so it screws and magnets, very little gluing, so it can be disassembled, reassembled, and reconfigured and mended, fixed, repaired as needed. But yeah, this is awesome. I've enjoyed this so much. Just gonna go over the paint job I've done so far. So basically, there's three different colors, 4 different finishes, and the casting. So yeah, printed off the model pieces, made a cast of that was earlier on in the video, and then did a couple of castings in epoxy resin. This one was a little bit too light, and still awesome. An awesome cast. They were really good. Let's try it again with a better colour. It's still not quite right. It should be a darker amber, so I might revisit that and redo these because I've got the cast. But these are so good. These are so good. They look really good. Really pleased with them. Early on, I did the paint and weathering on these parts. So those were printed in, as I said before, my go-to paint, Gunmetal Metallics by Rust-Oleum. Really good, so versatile. Comes out with this specular colour initially, so you can knock it back and get this sort of greeny, and then it works well. It weathers well. It's just a really good paint. Then moved on to the shiny metal parts. Used Cobra Metal Silver. This is awesome. There's a lot of pigment in there. So a basic spray gets you a long way. Hey, rhyme. So these parts have come out really well. Used this first on Love's Blaster. They came out really well on that, and they've done really well on this. Of course, I've ran into problems. It's winter now in the UK, and I had to do the paint job outside because I don't have an indoor paint booth. And yeah, so when doing this part in particular, it was hailstorming and it was cold and it was damp. So I had to revisit this a few times. The first pass wasn't very good, so I knocked it back, done a second one. Second one's not great, but I'm going to lean into that because it gives it a kind of a metallic miscast look to it, and it's going to be hidden in the model. It's going to be that way up, so it's going to be hidden in the model. The rest of the pieces come out really good. This one needed another coat due to weather problems, but yeah, these are all really good. These parts, just a very basic matte black, and then a couple of shots with clear gloss lacquer. So they've come out really good. I was torn between doing a really high gloss finish on these, so really going to town, or leaving it as it is. So on this one, for example, it's matty there, but it's glossy here. I'm going to lean into that as well because my PKD is going to be a weathered one. It's going to be closer to the original Blade Runner Blaster, which had a weathered look, rather than the 2049, which was a bit more as though it's just been manufactured look. So yeah, that's going to be the electrics are going to go in there for lights. Yes, it's going to have lights. It's going to have lights in here and in here, and the little button battery will go in there. That's going to have magnets in, and it's going to clip in there like that. Again, shout out to Anders KP for that model, because that is just awesome. Going to need a little bit of repair here because talentlessness took over. That's no bother, near bother. Moving on to these parts. These were finished in a Paint Factory interiors exteriors metallic silver, bright silver. This comes out very shiny and specular, so you can see in the inside of here what it comes out as, very shiny and specular. It's a really good paint, really good coverage on that. Also, this weathers back really well, so all I've done with this is just knock back with a Scotch-Brite pad to take off some of that luster, and then hit all the pieces with a coat of matte clear coat, loop paint matte clear coat, so that dulls it down. Left some parts still a little bit specular, so some good contrast. These are all going to be weathered, so it's going to be weathered back, so they're going to be painted on black, and then that black paint is going to be removed with some isopropyl alcohol, so it will leave the lettering in place and give it a nice weathered look, same as I did on this bad boy. So we're going to have more of this kind of finish here rather than this here. So it's going to look like this. I think that's going to look really good. I enjoy the weathering process so much. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, so that's going to be on this. Same on this part. I've got photos from when one of the original stunt blasters came up at auction, prop store. So they take loads of photographs, post them online. They're a godsend for reference photographs for stuff that goes through their hands, and they're really good. Prop store are just awesome about archiving all stuff like that, which is great for makers. So I'm going to lean into that aesthetic. So this will get painted black and parts of it will get removed. to get the silver underneath and get weathered back. So that's going to look good, and then that'll be darker with that on top, and that it's just making me giddy. Yeah, so that's it. Also got some bullets, just painted with a very vague coat of gold. So these are going to be weathered. So I see some of the primer you can see underneath, so that's going to be weathered back. Some washes of black, or maybe grey actually, probably grey. Then some dry brushing with silver to give it some highlights, and then the tips of the bullets are done in gunmetal. Knock those back a little bit, give it a blast of clear coat, give them all a blast of clear coat so we can give it a base for the weathering. They're going to be done. So today's task is starting the weathering. Going to start finishing the weathering on these parts first. Those are going to remain as is, as are these pretty much. Those will need some weathering. These are the main parts that are going to be weathered back, and the bullets. So yeah, that's going to be today's task. And maybe start on the electrics. Don't think the electrics are going to be super difficult. That might be a foreshadowing. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, so this is going to be fun, boys and girls. It's getting real. Assembly day! Yay! It's the fun bit. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. I did some stuff off camera, accidentally off camera, because the YouTube gods decided that it wasn't going to film it when I thought it was being filmed. So good for me, yeah, and good for you guys probably. So I messed up a few times. But not irretrievably. So this design obviously is meant to be lit. I've said that at the beginning. I was going to put lights in one of the parts that is lit is called the screwdriver, because on the original model it was the handle of a screwdriver, and this had a channel cut into it, and it's at the end. Obviously, with paint going in there, the holes weren't quite wide enough to fit the diodes. So I drilled them out. On this side, it drilled out fine. On this side, not so great. It snapped, and the bit has got stuck in the hole. Yeah. So rather than reprint and delay the assembly, I've decided to leave that to one side. On the Blade Runner 2049 model, it doesn't have that anyway, I don't think, so that's fine, still canon. The other bit was this bottom bit, so the lights here on either side, powered by a button battery, but my button batteries that I've had for a number of years have all lost their charge and gone minging, so I'm not been able to do that. So I put the bulbs in there, and I've bodged something so it looks right, but it's reversible, so later on I can come back and wire that up for lighting as well. I had a problem with the magnets as well, so it's just hot glued in. It's in there, doesn't fit perfectly snug, but it still works really well. So no lighting, unfortunately, but It will be a future project to fix the lighting on both this and the screwdriver parts. So a little sad about that, but it's still assembly day, so I can't be too sad. Also made some bullets off camera. Nice. So just sprayed with gold, toned down with a little matte lacquer, a little wash on the back to highlight it. Top's done in gunmetal grey, obviously, and then dry brush with a little silver, just give it a little bit of dimensionality. So they're looking really good and fit into here nearly well. Is this the receiver? I promised every time I do a gun build I'll learn the name of the parts, and I never do. Yeah, so the bullets are there, everything's ready, all the parts are laid out, got all my screws, springs, pins and all there, screwdrivers, small parts, various tools ready in case there's any disaster. Got countersink, and yeah, all ready to go. So let's go. Also with this excellent model, I've said it before, comes with assembly instructions. Even an idiot like me, a talentless idiot like me, shouldn't get it wrong. But we'll see. I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be so much fun. And you're along for the ride. I will be speedy uppy during this for people who have commented, you're too fast, I can't see what's going on. Either slow it down, or, this isn't a tutorial channel. It might be in future if that's what people want to see. I will give tutorials on how I do things that I'm really good at, like the weathering. Things I'm not so good at, like everything else, electrics, for example. I'm quite happy to do them. I don't know what value you might get out of them. Maybe in the future, as I get better, as I expand my skill set into different materials and different techniques, as I learn them, I might share them with you guys if that's what you want. My channel is still quite small, about the size of this bullet. So I don't know what traction these videos will get in the future, but if that's what you want, that's my happy to do that. I have reached out to things like the Replica Prop Forum, so I know guys from there visit this channel to have a wee peek at what I'm doing. I don't know, I'm doing Scottish voices today, I don't know. I've got a little bit of a cold coming on, so maybe that's why it's brought on my Scottish heritage. I don't have any Scottish heritage. But yeah, let's do it. I'm really excited for this. As you can tell, because I'm blabbering on. Let's open the instructions and get started. That was inevitable. were wondering why I seem to be taking my time, I suppose I'm enjoying this so much. I really like doing this. I really like putting stuff together that I've built. It's just something particularly satisfying about it, to see something come together. So I like to savour it. Simple as that. Plus I don't want to make any mistakes on this build. Although we make mistakes on every build. If you're a maker and you make stuff, lean into them. Don't worry about them. Chill out. Take time out. I'm not into like cheesy inspirational quotes, but you know, every mistake's an opportunity. Well, there we have it. I finally have a PKD, all of my very own. Makes me so happy. Joy is only slightly tempered by the fact I couldn't get the lights to work for various reasons, but I will revisit that. Got some ideas. Stay tuned, I will do a video. And the grips aren't quite the right colour, but again, I'll be recasting those in the darker amber colour and attaching them. The fact this brilliant model by Anders FP means it's all mechanically attached, so I can remove stuff, upgrade, repair as needed. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I love the fact that it's articulated, that the triggers work, the breech release works. It's awesome, and the barrel opens, revealing its contents of bullets, all of which work. No, they don't. But yeah, locks up again. It's wonderful. It's up there with the PKD Blaster and the M41A for my builds of the year. This will be my last major build of the year, but there's more to come in 2026, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so if you like what you see, don't forget to give it a like, hit the bell icon, subscribe, and do all those things that YouTube want you to do to push me in the algorithm. Clean your teeth, go on a date, walk the cats. Whatever you do, make sure you're happy. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. So, money shot coming up, which will be really good. Until then, be happy and see you next time. I have 5 children now.